welcome to She Vets It podcast. I'm your host, Althea Williams, and today we have a wonderful guest. That's Masako Mai. She is the CEO and founder of Mommy Mommy2Be Me. It's a mobile app geared towards single parents, and we're going to dive in and learn so much on her why that this technology is needed. So sit tight, and we're going to learn a lot more on how we can support this military veteran. Welcome to She Vets It, Masako Mai.
Out there, what up? I'm so glad to be on She Vets It, girl. Thanks for having me.
Well, I am so honored to have you here. Let's dive right in. Now, you're an Army veteran. Tell us a little about your military background and how it influenced you to be the CEO and founder of Mommy Mommy2Be Me.
Excellent question, Althea. Thank you so much. So, as a military veteran, my background is in intelligence. So, I was an intelligence analyst. And since the beginning of time, I've always been driven by a commitment to serving others and making a positive impact. It must have something to do with being a middle child. So, since transitioning from the military, I have embarked on a new mission. And that is, I have founded a tech company. And we are dedicated to supporting single parents and their children. We just figured, hey, let's leverage our so let's say I say we, but I figured let me leverage this expertise as a data analysis and my strategic thinking, and just create something where we could focus on developing initiatives and solutions to empower single parents and enrich their lives of their families. So join me on my journey. Thanks for having
How
me.
has your military experience and also your personal background prepared you for entrepreneurship?
So it's interesting that you say that because, we do have separate lives. We have the life before we join an organization that is, so huge, such as the military. And I feel like my personal self entering into the military, I was already a leader. I was already resilient. I was already excellent at problem solving. And something with bringing the skill sets that I already have and inhabit entering into the military, I feel as though it allowed me to have a greater picture of the things that are needed within the world, right, on a global perspective, being that I'm mission driven. And so one thing that stands out to me specifically with regard from the military is adaptability. We have to be able to adapt with what's happening in our environment, right? Teamwork and collaboration. Lord knows that we're a part of a team, we're a part of a platoon. It's outside of ourselves that we need to be able to work collectively with other individuals from other parts of the world with other thought processes. So teamwork and collaboration. And attention to detail, of course, because when we're mission driven, we have to have the detail and what's going to make us successful. So all of that helped.
A second ago, we heard the Royal, and if anyone know who the Royal is, that is Masako's daughter, her beautiful daughter. And so it sounded like she had her iPad or something. So we were talking about adaptability. And look, I had my daughter's cat uh, roaming around here, scratching at the door. So you see what I'm talking about?
It's
Adaptability.
it's very important that so she's very important, and every child is very important. When she was in my belly, Mommy to be in me was given to me. I had no idea what it was. When she was 4 months old, in a dream, what it is came to me. And it's important because when I see her, I have to see every other child in each community that I travel through, because when we make a difference in their life, we're changing the world. And that's what it's about. It's changing the world.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you, the Royal, for being on She Vets It.
So it's interesting. We say about adaptability, right? As a single parent, as a single father, we have to be adaptable because things are going to happen in our life where we need to be able to stay on track and not be taken off our mission because something disrupted what was happening in our present state. And so I feel like it goes hand in hand with the whole purpose of why we created Mommy to be in me.
What is your overarching mission?
Well, when thinking about Mommy to be in me, I thought about the single parent. So that's the single mom, the single dad, and the expectant mother. Now, from my own experiences and my own observations, I recognize that there is a need for a comprehensive support system combining practical resources and a sense of community. I mean, we all feel like we need to belong. As a single parent, there's so many things that we go through on a daily basis. To sit behind the window thinking that we're the only one going through it, it would be unfortunate. So our overarching mission with Mommy Mommy2Be Me mobile application is community, to empower single mothers, single fathers, and expectant mothers by providing them with access to a wide range of tools, resources, and a support network.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that is so important, especially in the military. Key word now was community. Community is so important, especially you may need that babysitter from time to time. And so you might find another military veteran or maybe another person that you know that you can trust, that maybe you can swap responsibilities and you want to get out there and kind of just woosah and have some time, have coffee somewhere, and you're like, okay, I need a break, and you kind of give each other a break. So I think I love that, where your app will be able to create that community. Let's talk about the unique challenges of single mothers in the military. Those that have experienced homelessness, half of them are single mothers, but your app is actually geared towards providing resources that could be considered a preventative measure of keeping women in a community where they can share resources. So light on what some of those personal challenges that single mothers could possibly have if they're in the military.
Yes, I will. And the biggest one that echoes in my mind right now is emotional and mental health. Emotional and mental health, already being a part of the military, transitioning from the military, you are dealing with PTSD, depression, anxiety. These are the things that are already within your package when you're exiting the military. So as a single parent, imagine you now have to be concerned about your emotional well-being. Well, you also have to be concerned about the emotional well-being of your children. It's very important, because if we are broken, then our children have a tendency to be broken. So Mommy Mommy2Be Me, we're all about creating a new legacy, helping you heal from those past hurts and pains, because when we heal from things, we can let them go. Statistically, when you are traumatized, because childbirth, giving birth is trauma. Mm-hmm. Going to war, whether you've gone downrange or not, is trauma. You have to imagine that we raised our hand. We volunteered to be part of an organization that looks after the world.
Yes.
And in turn, we now look after our household. So our number one most important thing that we must get in order is our emotional and mental health. Yes. And so that's the biggest one that stands out to me.
Now, you mentioned, I know offline we had talked about how with mental health, how physical fitness plays an important role for you, and possibly it could be something that you, like myself and others, can kind of implement in their lives. How have it been helpful to you?
So healing through exercise has always been my platform. And the important thing about that is when we go back to the beginning of time, when everything was about, hunter gatherers, prey, and so you were one with the earth, you're moving. As human beings, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So as our spirit being, we are completely whole. As a human being, those are the things that are traumatized and dramatized. And so it's like getting a bruise. And so what physical activity does for me, it helps me remember that I'm superhuman, that I'm a spiritual being, that whatever I will do in my physical fitness life, I can take that energy that I apply in that area and apply it to my other areas of life. That's why, if you ever notice, in the military, we always had exercise. That's part of our regimen. Everything is about routine. So when we're in the military and we have a routine, it's very important when we ETS that we have to maintain a routine. And it's important to maintain a routine of physical activity, because the physical activity helps our hormonal levels stay balanced. It helps our mental capacity stay balanced. That's why when we're in and we're exercising constantly and we're all about routine and it's mission driven, right? We're always focusing on something. So we don't really have time to think about something that is not mission driven. However, when we get out and we are not following a routine and we don't have any patterns to go about our life, our mental and emotional health suffers because we are no
Mm.
longer part of a routine, a bigger picture. Now we're left to ourselves. And so it's very important once we're left to ourselves to maintain a routine of physical activity to help us heal.
We're talking about the app and all the things that it's going to cover. There's so many different features that will be available, but this is not only for single moms, but single dads as well, and they do not have to be a veteran. And so I love that because so many times people forget about the single dads and they are out there. And
Yes.
so my question, how can those that want to be part of your community, how can they find you, and where can they look?
They can find us on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, with Mommy Me. We have uh, we have a website up where we're communicating with people in various organizations. That's how we've come to know, what is needed, what is desired by these single moms and single dads, whether they're in the veteran community or not. One thing is essential: community, understanding where we are today, what our children need, what we need. It's important that we not forget that each of us, whether we're a mom or a dad, when we're a parent, we're connected and we need one another.
I love that. I love that. Now, so balancing military service and motherhood can be really, really tough. How do you navigate it, and what are some advices that you can give to those that are in that stage of life?
Well, being a single mother and a veteran woman, the challenges come with deployment and then the absence of it, transitioning to civilian life, the limited support systems that we have, and then of course our emotional and mental health. Something that we're very passionate about in Mommy to Be Me is the peer support groups. It's important for us to be able to speak with someone that has experienced what we have experienced and come through it. You know, so peer support groups, veteran specific resources. The platform aggregates the resources, mental health support, career counseling, things like that. And it's important to be flexible and have remote support options. We know oftentimes as a veteran, you may not be stateside, or you may be away from individuals that you can go in to see. So those online counseling services and empowerment and resilience building, we're huge on that.
Mhm.
Empowerment and resilience building, yes.
Awesome. And so next, talking about intersectionality, addressing, being a woman, a veteran, a single mother, how does your platform support these identities?
Oh, so we have within our five wellness wheel, we have the holistic support approach. So we're going to acknowledge that individuals may be facing overlapping challenges. And so we know that we need to identify whether it's a woman, a man, a single mother. So we have comprehensive resources and services to address those needs. We have culturally competent programming. We all know everyone is not from the same neighborhood. so so it's very important for you to be able to receive services and education materials and support groups from people that are experiencing what you're experiencing, that understand what you have experienced. We have veteran specific resources, uh, and not in the sense of VA specific resources. We have aligned within our strategic partnerships with top of the line services, things that are important that you want to make sure you get to your appointment. People that take pride in what they're doing and how they're serving others. Peer support networks, and then representation and visibility. It's so important to see people that look like you, that have success stories. It's all about fostering a greater understanding and awareness within the challenges that we deal with. We're big
I love
advocates.
it. Love
Mhm.
it. Love it. Love it. And so how I so You support in so many different ways. There's so many benefits to the app. How does it prioritize the mental health? Because I know that mental health part is in there, and we talked about that too, about how being a single mom, and we may have shared offline, but sometimes being a single mom can be tough, and
Yes.
so you provide those some of those resources too. And what kind of resources are available for veterans that may be dealing with mental health challenges?
Yes. So for the single parent that is dealing with mental health challenges, we have access to mental health resources, whether it's anxiety, depression, practicing self care, fostering resilience. We have online counseling services, peer support groups, mental health screenings and assessments, the crisis intervention and support. Oftentimes, being able to be aware that something is coming on, you can nip it in the bud before it fully magnifies itself. And then education and awareness, putting the tools at your fingertips right where you are, no matter where you are in the world. That's how we are prioritizing mental health, and we offer a range of resources and support services to help.
Question: what impact or feedback have you received?
Well, people's their parenting techniques, they're improving their career advancement. That's one of the big things that I was pushing, because as a single parent, your home is your number one priority. So through our strategic partnerships with corporations, we're able to provide a platform that will allow for career advancement with organizations that recognize the value of the family structure. And so we've been able to provide opportunities for career advancement. We've been able to provide opportunities for mental health support, not only for the parent but for the child as well. One thing that we have come to know, and we've seen it throughout history, but it reiterated what we're doing and why we're doing it. We know if you don't have your basic necessities, that you can't even function in life, right? Food, water, shelter, etc. So all of the organizations that are out there right now, that's all that they are willing to provide you access to, the basic necessities. Well, we're looking at the holistic approach, the complete well-roundedness of a human being. We all know once you get older in life, as you progress in life, it's just not about the basic necessities. Your children need balance. You need balance. You need outside activities other than going to work and coming home. And we're all about creating emotional availability for the parent and the child. So we're creating opportunities to change legacies.
Oh, so as a She Vets It guest, what advice would you give women veterans in entrepreneurship or a single mother?
Well, this is going to be advice for the single moms and the single dads and their kids, because I wish somebody would have told me this when I was 13. That's when our life changes, right? In junior high. One, embrace your unique strengths. Whatever it is that is innately in you, embrace that and run with it. Two, seek mentorship and support. Life changes. And when I say mentorship, it's important to have mentorship from someone that's up the road at which you're traveling. Don't seek mentorship and advice from somebody that's on side of the road that has no vision of where you're going and cares nothing about where you're going. So the mentorship and support has got to come from someone that has already been where you are and are up the road at which you're trying to get to. Muy importante. Prioritize self-care. I have to put myself in my own calendar because that's how important I am to me. So prioritize your self-care, whatever that may be, whether it's exercise, whether it's mindfulness practices, whether it's going to get a mani and pedi or a massage, just prioritize self-care. Four, set realistic goals and boundaries. I learned a phrase here since becoming a mother that I wish I would have known so many years ago. And that phrase is, now is not a good time. So set realistic goals for yourself and set boundaries, because takers will take until there's nothing left to take, and then they will try to take some more. So set realistic goals and boundaries. So important. Yes, stay flexible and resilient. As an entrepreneur, I have to maintain a state of flexibility because things are changing so quickly. For if I'm so rigid, I won't be able to change with the times. So things change instantaneously. So you got to be resilient. You got to be able to bounce back. You got to be able to be like, that's not going to affect the way I move. So stay flexible and resilient. Most importantly, celebrate your achievements, no matter what they are. Celebrate them. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate the things that you get done daily. We get so caught up in what we didn't get done that we forget the importance of what we have done. So celebrate what you've done and who you are, because when we celebrate, we receive more things to celebrate.
So, what is next for Mommy Mommy to Be and Me?
As for Mommy to Be Me, you can expect continued dedication to providing comprehensive support, resources, and empowerment for single mothers and single fathers, including those in the veteran community. In the future, the platform aims to expand its reach and impact, offering even more tailored resources, services, and programming to meet the evolving needs of single mothers and single fathers at every stage of the journey. So, whether it's through innovative technology, strategic partnerships, or community engagement initiatives, Mommy to Be Me remains committed to making a positive difference in the lives of single mothers, single fathers, and their families. So together we can create a brighter future for all women, men, and children. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. You can connect with us at Mommy to Be Me on all social media platforms. And how can you truly connect? If you are a single parent or you know one, share your experiences, volunteer, mentor, and scan the QR code to donate to our movement. Join the movement today.
Yes, and I want to say thank you so much for being here and sharing your incredible journey. We love to make sure that we have your information at the end. I'll make sure that those that want to get connected with you, they can inbox me, they can send me a message, an email, a pigeon. We will get the information to them. Okay. So again, thank you for your service not only to our veteran community, but also to the wonderful mothers and fathers. We thank you for.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. She vets it. Woo woo. Thanks, Althea.
A huge thank you to our incredible guest, Masako Mai. She just has an incredible story, a journey where she is helping those in our community. And if you are interested in hearing more women veterans that are sharing their stories and their journey, make sure you subscribe to shevetsit.com and follow us on YouTube and all social media platforms. Again, this is Althea Williams. I'm signing off. Until next time.